Chace, and I'm from the owner and the founder of Chace Dance Studios. I'm here with two of my students, Leah and Cassie, and we're here today to teach you a beginner's acro tutorial. So to start the class, if you would like, you can have ankle weights, which just helps to add with, the pushing and muscle buildings and, extra work. And a mat if you feel uncomfortable doing it on the floor. Please make sure if you're doing this at home, you have somebody close by that can spot you, that knows what they're doing a little bit. Just be very careful if you're by yourself. This isn't something that you want to try at home alone. Okay, so to get started, we're going to start with our warm-up, and you have 1 minute of runs. Okay, you're going to alternate between knee runs, jumping up and down, touching your knees. Okay, butt runs, running, kicking your bum. Okay, and then jumping rope. Okay, if you have a rope, you can easily pick it up and you can use it. If not, you can use an imaginary rope, keeping your elbows into your torso, circling the arms, and jumping and pointing those feet, holding in your abdominals the whole time. Okay, you guys ready? Arms up. We're going to have one dancer turn to the side so you can see what it looks like from the side view. And 5, 6, 7, run. Up, 2, 3, 4. Point those feet. Okay, holding the stomach in the whole time, rolling through those toes. Okay, so you'll continue on with this for 15 seconds. And then you'll kick your bum. So you got butt runs, holding those arms in a nice position, keeping your chest up. Just get in front of me, Cassie, keep going. More. And continue on to jump ropes. Up, 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 up. Point your feet, jump. Okay, make sure you do these for 15 seconds each. For the second half of the warm-up, we're going to go ahead and do some strength training. We're going to take a seat on your mat, lie on your back with your hands behind your head, and we are going to do 20 full sit-ups. So you're going to come all the way sitting up to standing, hands behind your head, lie back down for me, and your knees. Okay, so you really want to make sure you're going to lift your chin up to the ceiling, curl those shoulder blades off the floor, sit up nice and flat, and then curl all the way back down. Okay, for 20 times. Ready? Here we go. And up. 1 and down. 2 and down. 3 down. 4 down. And 5 and down. 6 down. 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 and 11 and 12, keep those knees bent, 13 and 14 and 15, warming up that core, up, and 18 and 19 and one more, 20. Good, then we're going to roll over onto our stomachs. Now you can either do your push-ups, we're going to do 20 push-ups, as female push-ups up on the knees, so on your knees with nice pointed toes, keeping your torso in a nice straight line. Okay, or you can do them full on straight body. Ready? Here we go, 20 times. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, stomachs in, 6, head straight, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18, and 19, and one more, 20. Good. And then we're going to stand up, and we're going to go into 20 squats. Okay, making sure your feet are hip-width apart. Okay, the first thing you do is hold your stomach in, lifting up, belly button into your spine. First thing you do is you break your hips. Second thing you do is you push your knees out over your big toe. Okay, don't let them go in, don't let them go too far out. Okay, make sure you keep your weight back in your heels, not forward, yeah? Your heels need to stay on the floor the whole time. Ready? We have 20 squats, and 1, all the way down and up, 2, and 3, and 4, and pushing those knees out, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, keep going, 10, squeeze those legs as you stand up, squeeze your bum, and 10, is this 10? 11, is it 10? 12, 13, stomach's in, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, squeeze, 20, squeeze. Okay, well done, guys. So that was your first part of your, or second part of your warm-up, and now we're going to go ahead and get started with the lesson plan down on the floor. Okay, next we're going to start with center work on the floor. We're going to do a beginner cobra. So first you're going to press up onto those elbows, squeezing those ankles and knees together the whole time. Okay, make sure your necks and shoulders are down and you're squeezing your bums, and you hold, and then you lower all the way back down, and you come back up onto those elbows, and you're going to bend your right leg and you touch your head. Okay, keeping those ankles and knees together the whole time, squeezing, and you lower back down and back up with your left foot to the head. If you can't touch your head, that's perfectly fine as long as you're just getting a nice stretch in your back. And all the way back down, and you press back up and you bring both feet to your head, squeeze, push, and all the way back down, and push back up onto your knees, go into child's pose, curving the spine, taking a nice little rest, relaxing the back of your necks, and then you take it back down onto your stomachs, putting your arms right, your hands right underneath your shoulders. You're going to press up into full cobra. It's fine. Press up into full cobra, still keeping your knees and ankles together. Okay, and again, nice long shoulders down, long necks. Okay, and lower all the way back down, and press all the way back up again, and take your right foot to your head. Again, keeping those knees together. If you have a super bendy back like Cassie here, you can take your foot to the side of your head and touch your ear. And all the way back down, and press back up, left foot to the head. And back down, and press up, both feet to the head. Squeezing those inner thighs, keeping those knees closed. And back down, good, push back into child's pose. And back down onto your stomachs. And press up again. Now you can open your legs slightly. Okay, this is going to be a little bit easier. Press up, shoulders down, head straight. Okay, this is a little bit easier. You can feel like you can go a little bit further and stretch it down. And press back up, right foot to the head. Again, if you have a super bendy back, take that foot around to the side of the face, and down, release, and press back up, left foot to the head, and all the way back down, and press up, both feet to the head. So this is, flexing and extending and stretching the spine to warm up for more advanced tricks later on during the day. And take it back down and push back into child's pose. And take it back down onto your stomach. Next thing we're going to do is called basket. Okay? For a beginner basket, we're going to go ahead and grab the outsides of our ankles. Just until you get the flexibility to do a more advanced basket. And from there, you're gonna pull those shoulders back and you're gonna lift up as high as you can. Okay? Stretching the shoulder girdle, pulling up in the back, squeezing your bum, finding your balance, and back down. Okay? Cassie's gonna demonstrate a more advanced basket, which you can do later on, where you grab the insides of your toes, and you pull up, rotating those elbows forward, and from there, straightening those arms and those knees all the way up to the ceiling, and relax. Good job, guys. Okay, this next exercise is to strengthen these upper back muscles. Okay, so you're going to squeeze your glutes, you're going to squeeze your legs together, you're going to put your hands behind your head and keep your neck and your head in a nice straight line. Okay, pressing those shoulders down, lengthening the back. And you're going to lift up 10 times as high as you can. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, 8, 10 times, 9, 10. Then you're going to come up and you're going to hold it for as long as you can. If you have a partner or a friend that can just rest lightly on the backs of your legs as you do this, you pull up and they're going to pull you back as far as you can until you say stop. Stop. And you're just going to hold it there for a few seconds so they get a deeper stretch, and then you let them down. So next what we're going to do, I just call a back bend series. So it's the same routine and the same sequence every time that we have class. So for a beginner's back bend, you're going to you're going to lie on your back, bring your feet into your bum as close as possible. Put your hands above your shoulders, as close to your ears and as close to your shoulders as possible, and slowly press your pelvis up off the floor, pushing down into the ground, straightening those arms and those legs. Okay, from there you're going to rock gently front, forwards, and backwards. Just small little weight shifts. Okay, opening up the chest muscles. Okay, this is a preparation for any sort of kickovers that eventually you would start to do. Okay, so do that for as long as you can, and then you're going to come down and you're going to hug your knees, and you're just going to relax, or you can rock and roll. Okay, massaging out that spine. From there you press back up. From there, press back up, and you're going to lift your right arm off the floor and hold it. And left arm up, hold it. Again, make sure those elbows are nice and locked, okay? So as long as there's no pressure, you can keep that nice and straight, okay? And right leg up, pushing down into the floor, and left leg up. Straightening the backs of the legs as much as you can, and down, come down, hug your knees, rest or rock and roll. So you want to keep those elbows locked, so it's actually a bone stacking like rest. If it's not locked and your arms are slack, as soon as you hit the floor from a back bend, you're going to end up hitting your head. Okay, so you really want to lock those elbows and press those shoulders down so you have a nice secure foundation. Okay, press up back into your back bend again. From here, if you would like to try, if you have all individual limbs, you can do what's called opposites. So you have one leg up and you lift your opposite arm up and you hold. And you switch to the other side. So these are your opposites. And down, and come down to rock and roll. And from there you press back up. This is more advanced, which you would want to maybe do later on. You're going to rock into the pelvis, just come up slightly with no hands, and touch your up shoulders and back down. And again, shoulders, back down, one more time, shoulders, back down, and then the same thing, no feet. You rock into the shoulders and just lift, and uplift. Eventually, if you can just touch your head and hold it, that would also be very nice. And come down, relax. Okay, the last thing we're going to do is you're going to press back up into your back bend again. Just going to simply walk your hands hands as close to your feet as possible without pinching and without causing any pain. Just walk as far as you can and just hold it there. Okay, try to get a little bit of a deeper stretch every time you do this lesson. Okay, you hold it and then you come back down and hug those knees again. Okay, so the next exercise, we're just going to do like a preparation to go back into your back bend and coming up eventually from standing. But to start, we're going to go on our knees and we're going to lift our arms up above our head, and we're slowly going to take, your head is the first thing that goes back, and you're going to push those pelvis forward and go all the way back to touch the floor behind you. Okay, keeping those hips forward, and you're going to pull up, and you go back down into child's pose to hold. We're going to do this 4 times, well 3 times, and up. So this is 2. Go as slow as you can, head goes back first, keeping those hips forward, and then you push forward, and down into child's pose. That was 2, good job guys. And up, and 3, all the way back, and hips forward to come up, zipping up those abdominal muscles, back down, and up. On the last one, you're going to reach back and try and grab your toes if you can, and take it back. If you have a spot or a friend, somebody can just simply hold your hips for you to help you come up and to help you go back if you need assistance. Okay, so one of the first sort of tricks that we're going to do is simply called a headstand. Okay, so to start this, there are 2 different kinds you can do. You can hold your hands in like a triangle, which is sort of more like a yoga headstand, or there's this one that we do here at the studio, where we put our hands flat on the floor. Okay, we're going to bend our elbows and put our heads on the floor. As you put your head on the floor, you're going to lift your bum up in the air, and you rest one knee on top of your elbows. Okay, so you're making like a triangle. So you go, and then you can just hold this position for as long as you can, okay, until you get more comfortable with it. And then you slowly start to send those legs up to the ceiling, holding it, squeezing those legs. And when you're ready to come out of it, you're going to come out 1 leg at a time. Okay? If you come down 2 legs at a time, it's a really hard landing. Okay? So always land 1 foot and 1 foot. Okay? So again, the girls are going to demonstrate for you. Taking the legs up onto those elbows, holding it in that position, and then slowly using the abdominals to go up, hold it, and come down 1 leg at a time. Good. Okay, so for the next beginner trick to learn is simply a handstand. I wouldn't recommend doing this trick if you are, sort of younger. Maybe start around like the age of 10 or 11. Unless if you have a teacher, of course, then you can start as early as 5. But we're going to put our hands on the floor. Okay? You want to make sure that they're not too far away from the wall, but also not too close. And then 1 leg at a time, you're going to push up onto that wall. Make sure that these arms and elbows are nice and straight, and you're pushing down onto the floor as hard as possible, okay? And then you just simply lean up against the wall. So you should be able to balance here for forever, okay? And then again, when you're ready to come down, you come down 1 leg at a time. Okay? So again, you can also, once you get more comfortable with this, you can take off from standing. So their arms are up in a nice preparation by their ears. Yeah, straight elbows. And they go up, and they kick 1 leg, whoops, and 1 leg to lean up against that wall. Okay, so next I'm going to teach you how to do a basic forward roll. Okay, so you're going to start with your arms up and legs together, and then you slowly come down onto your heels so it's nice and precise and clean. Arms come here to your shoulders, right? Whoops. And from there, you're going to tuck your chin to your chest. Okay, so you're actually going to end up putting your upper neck on the floor and not the top of your head. Okay, as you lower your head, your bum comes into the air. Go. You lift your bum and you roll onto your back, reach forward to come up to standing with no hands. Okay, and again, She lowers herself down, reaches forward. As she puts the back of her neck on the floor, she lifts her bum at the same time, reaches forward, and stands up. Okay, next you're going to learn back rolls, which are much harder than your forward rolls. It's a lot of arm strength, okay? Your arms are up, and you're going to sit down on your toes, boom, to this position. Then your elbows bend, and your hands are going to go right to your shoulders here. You're going to tuck that chin into your chest. You're going to curve your spine and bum on the floor. Push off those arms, okay, to stand up. So again, come from. She sits down on her toes, curves her back and her chin, throws the legs over her head, puts the feet on the floor, uses those arms to press up. Okay, next traveling step across the floor, we're going to do our back bend walks, okay? These can be a little bit difficult if you're just starting out, because when you're upside down, you don't know your right from your left, let alone like front to back. So you might feel a little bit confused when you go upside down, when, like where to step. So Cassie's going to press up into her back bend again, and she's going to lift one hand and one foot and slowly walk across the mat. Okay, if you have a friend to spot you, they can simply hold your waist and help you get across the floor. Okay? And next, when you get to the end of the mat, you just lower yourself to come down. So how to come down from your back bend, you just lift your head up, lift to the ceiling, and then lower yourself down onto your back. And you're finished. Now we have cartwheels going across the floor on the right hand side. So you're going to start with your right foot out and your arms up straight by your ears. And you're going to put your hands down first, and you're going to kick with that back leg and make a big fan all the way up to standing, okay? So ideally you want to try to open your legs into that second as quickly as possible, okay? And again, she's going to push off this bottom leg and kick that leg, yeah? And now, if this is your first time starting cartwheels, you can keep them much smaller. You can put your hands on the floor first, and then do small kicks and up. Again, put your hands down and hold. So hand step, go down. You're going to kick with this back leg first, up and around, hop, and up. Okay, and Cassie's going to go next. Arms up, full cartwheels. So you can see that they're squeezing their legs, and they've got nice strong legs and pointed toes. Good. Okay, next we're going to go to the left, and you can do the same thing. So now you have your left leg out, and big kicks. Or again, you can do your little kicks. Okay, and Cassie. Straight legs squeezing. Okay, energy through those toes, like you're shooting out fireworks. Good job. So we just finished our cartwheels. Next thing to learn would be a round off, which is taking off just like a cartwheel, but you meet with 2 feet and come down with 2 feet at the same time. Okay, from there you're going to do what's called a rebound. So you end facing the direction you came, and you spring up off the floor, jumping pointed feet, squeezing those ankles together. Okay, this is your preparation for later on going into back handspring, back tucks, okay, any kind of flips. This is your preparation to build up that momentum. So Cassie's going to show on the right side with the right leg out, up to handstand, they meet, and she jumps. Okay, this is a good beginner start. Eventually we throw the legs a little bit more and get that momentum going. But for now, for a beginner acro class, arms are up. Simply touch the ankles together in a handstand, come down and rebound. Ankles touch, down and jump. Good. like small kicks, like hopping around, okay? And hop, jump, just like that, okay? Until you're more comfortable kicking all the way up above your hands. Okay, so after all of those, which could take you as little as a couple, 2 weeks, or as many as 4 weeks, the next thing to learn would be a back bend kickover, okay, and also front kickover. So we're going to start with front, okay. We'll always start learning front first and then go to the back. This is taking off of 1 foot and landing on 2 feet, okay. So your arms are up, okay, nice and strong, and she's squeezing her leg and her knees. You go up into a handstand, go ahead. So these ankles are together. From there, she's keeping this head up as much as possible, looking at those feet coming down into her back bend, and then she comes up, keeping those arms right by her ears, okay? If you don't look at your feet, it actually ends up causing like a really hard landing. So Leah's gonna go back for you, and she's gonna show handstand into landing on 2 feet, and handstand on the 2 feet, and up to standing, okay? That would be your front kickover, okay? And then now we're going to do a back bend kickover. So come here. Okay, now we're going to do a back bend kickover. So she starts on 2 feet again, and goes back. From there, she's going to point whichever leg she wants to kick with. She's going to use her head to look up to come up to standing, and she's going to rock into this shoulder girdle and push forward into her chest in order to kick over. And kick. Okay. So if you're just starting, you're going to go into your back bend. Okay, and you can keep your knees bent. You can think of just dragging that knee in order to get over. Ready? So keep the knees bent and just show how to throw that leg in order to get up. Okay? And then later on, you can work on getting that nice split with straight legs. Okay, so towards the end of your class, you always want to do a couple of stretches. Okay, you've been working those muscles and pushing and doing some strengthening, so now it's time to stretch them out and release them. So we're going to start with a pike stretch, nose down between the knees, holding it down. Okay, if you have a friend or a teacher, or if you are a teacher and you're looking for new exercises, you can go around and just give them a nice light little press. Or you can be like me and push them down until they just say stop, as low as they can go, but make sure that they're straightening the backs of those legs, okay, and that they're pulling up in those kneecaps and squeezing the tops of their thighs. Okay, you can also come around and simply press on the tops of those feet, yeah, stretching those arches. And then they're going to reach up to the ceiling, nice flat back, breathing, and flex the feet. And grab the tops of the toes. From there, they're going to squeeze those quads and lift the heels up off the floor. Push, pull the heels up. And then relax. Good. Okay, go ahead and turn around and face the front for me. From there, another easy beginner stretch would be to bend your left leg. So now we're going to stretch a little bit deeper. You want to make sure that the dancer's hips are straight in line, okay? And they're not open. So Cassie, close these hips a little bit more. See how this isn't a straight line. Look at your hips. Yeah? Pull this hip back. There. And then take it down and stretch, okay? Again, make sure that they're squeezing that quad and pulling up behind that kneecap. And you want to always hold a stretch for at least 30 seconds. It takes 30 seconds for a muscle to release. So about 40 seconds to get a very, like an extra deep stretch. And then you're going to come up and go to the other side. Keeping that leg in front of you. There we go. And squaring off those hips to the front. Stretch it down. And come up. Soles of the feet together, making a butterfly. Okay, sitting up as tall as you can. And then now keeping that flat back. Okay, so Leah, just turn to the side for me. So first we're going to keep a nice flat back, and we're going to take it over as far as you can, keeping that back flat, no vertically curved. Okay, tummy in, shoulders forward more. Okay, come back up, and take it down, there. Okay, so you keep that flat back as far down as you can. Hold it there, pressing the knees down lightly, and then the dancer can release all the way down. Okay, so you can slowly give them a nice little push. What I usually do is I'll push their back with the tops of my knees, so then my hands are free to go around and give them a push on their knees as well to get them as low to the floor as possible. And then they're going to come up, and then they're going to face the front, and they're going to open their legs to a small 45-degree straddle. So it's nice and small, it's nothing hectic, a little bit smaller. Okay, good. Your arms are going to go in, and you're going to grab the insides of those feet, flex your feet, and then you're going to arch. Dancers are going to arch their backs, okay, scooping their lower spine out to get an even deeper stretch in that upper hamstring. So you're going to hold it there, flex your feet, and then relax. Okay, come up. Okay, so that was the end of your first beginner's acro class for year 1, lesson 1. So that's your introductory lesson. Okay, again, you can take as much time as you need per lesson with your students in order for them to get all of the tricks. Okay, there's never any kind of rush, okay, to get things done. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and thank you, Leah and Cassie, for demonstrating for us today. And if you would like more information on the studio, you can again check out www.chacedanceacademy.com. Or if you would like information on our professional dancing company, you can go to www.chacedance.com.